Our next character is Homo erectus, upright man, and here he is. This one was found all the way across Asia in Java in 1969. He's called Java Man. The first erectus bones were found there in the 1890s, and since then, many others have come to light. Erectus evolved 2 million years ago and has a bigger brain than habilis, like ergaster. This one's 800,000 years old. He's got a flat forehead and a very projecting face. He must have been a good chewer because there are structures along the sides back here for attaching heavy muscles. He's also got very thick bones protecting his brain. It's hard to say why or how he got out of Africa. It might have been simple wanderlust, or it could have been the new portability of his tools and the fact that he could make new ones as he went along. It allowed him much farther range in following game. Others think that as soon as man lost his dependence on vegetation, unlike Boise-I, there was nothing to stop him from moving on. It's odd. Although Erectus is the descendant of ergaster who will make it all the way across Asia, a journey of 6,000 miles, he does not bring the sophisticated ergaster axe with him. He relies on more primitive rock-worked tools. And then they learn to make tools out of something else. Not something that's laying on the ground, something growing up out of it. Bamboo. Bamboo lances are just the thing for hunting the forest deer and pigs. And they've inherited a trait many hominids had. They'll eat anything. Still, the wild wood conceals fearsome creatures. Gigantopithecus, the giant ape, over 10 feet tall. King Kong himself. With a little luck, they'll survive him. Homo erectus were clever enough to last over 1 million years. Ultimately, however, they'll go extinct, but not until about 400,000 years ago. Modern humans will not descend from Erectus. Instead, we seem to come out of the ergasters, who stayed in Africa. But there was something odd about ergaster. Let's go back to Africa. But also go forward 1 million years from when ergaster first shows up. recent kill butchered 1 million years after they first began using stone axes. And what are they using now? It's this, the same axe they've always been using. Their technology hasn't changed in 1 million years. We have gone from railways to rockets in a century, from libraries to the internet in a decade, but in 1 million years, that's part of the reason that neither Ergaster nor Erectus will make it. If there's one lesson that human history teaches, and it repeats it again and again, it's that flexibility and adaptability are how you survive. Hard to imagine anyone as dull as this. They didn't even have the wit to put their axe on the end of a stick. They make an axe like a bird builds a nest. It's a task, not something you think about. It's no more possible for Ergaster to put his hand axe on a pole than for this bird to put a roof on its nest. They weren't stupid. Their brains just weren't wired like ours. It would take something else to prompt the next stage of evolution. Sometime, maybe 1 million years ago, hominids would have learned to harness fire for warmth and for safety. Fire was a tool. Like no animal before them, hominids had taken back the night. Suddenly, nightfall didn't bring horrors, but something startling in a different way. Anything that allowed stress to drop, allowed for more wonder, for curiosity to blossom. Intellect and imagination grew in the depths of these embers, just as they still do for us today. The creatures of this bright new night were on their way to becoming poets and engineers. Thinking was the way to go. This thinking business would turn out to be the whole point of being human. And we see that clearly in the life of our next ancestor, Homo heidelbergensis. Because once you start thinking about the people around you, the ones you depend on, things can get out of hand. You miss them. You grieve for them. You love. And that changes everything.